Good morning once again. Happens to be the 26th of 2023 December, and we counting something like 5 days away to 2024. Now there are so many anticipations to 2024, especially if it's a new year, and that is when you're winding up this old year or previous year, is when to do a final self-examination into who you are, how you've been transacting business, how you've been living. Now, if you do not do that again, you cannot expect different results behaving the same way. So something must be done. Chintu Mutesa Sida Senior is my name, and in the house I'm joined with a doctor. And today we are discussing uterine fibroids. Now, it is one of those most intriguing topics that has to go or to be discussed without any further ado. Now, we're talking about so many things. Now, the theme for this year has been breaking the news. The theme for Fibroids Month for 2023 has been breaking the news. But you may ask yourself, why breaking the news? Now, globally, like in 2020, 2019, 2023, and 2023 to 2030, uterine fibroids accounted to something like, 9.64 million incident cases. But as we speak, there are 226.5 million prevalent cases and 1.25 million a number of cases are being recorded, and they are anticipated to record. So today we want to cast our lens in understanding uterine fibroids. What is fibroids? For starters, what are the causes? What triggers? Are there any way we can manage, or is there any way we can prevent? Those are going to be the big questions as Dr. Emmanuel Bokalo, who is a reproduction health specialist, dives us into this amazing show. Get your pens, tell someone, and let's dive into it. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. James.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I am glad you are alive and happy.
We thank God.
And also the listeners and the viewers are believing they are alive and happy.
Yeah.
That is what I can say.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think let's kick it off from there. What is uterine fibroids?
The audience out there needs to understand that these are, there are many myths about uterine fibroids, but I would want to begin with saying they are non-cancerous tumors. They are masses in the body, formulated with, when you cut it through, it has a mix of many things. At times fat, at times muscle, at times a mix of this. And there are those masses that are non-cancerous that are found within the uterus. Could be inside the endometrial wall where they're hanging, that those what they call the pedunculated ones. Then those that can be intramural, that are within the muscles of the fibroid, those that are subserosal, that are out of the layers of the muscles of the uterus, and those that are hanging out over the uterine walls that are also existing in that angle, and also others that are found in the fundus of the uterus up here. And those that are not aware of how a uterus looks like, I would give a picture of an avocado, but avocado with if you put avocado and put a bit of sticks like we used to do, then gochisulise bwoti kana kawansi, then nogiteeka kwa mayembe bwoti. Literally how
uterus wetunula.
So that's kati kuno amayembe getwatekangako webabeera tubes. So byetwogerako byebizimba ebibeera omunda.
Okay.
Yes, ebitali cysts naye fibroids. Wetugira cyst ebeeramu amazzi naye fibroid tetera nnyo kubeeramu mazzi. Yes, that's how I could explain it with ease.
Okay, so ogambye biri non-cancerous.
Yes, they're non-cancerous tumors.
Okay, bikula mu nnabaana.
And 20 to 70% of most people, women, have existing fibroids usually.
Naye nga tali harmful.
That is really harmful. Others shrink along the way. But since the cause is unknown, but the existence of quite a number of hormones within people usually breeds them. improves their growth, and the supply of estrogen, excessive estrogen within the body, and can increase the size, and also pretty cause harm in much of the women that have big numbers of these fibroids and huge sizes of them. So that's what I can say about the question.
Okay, all right. What causes, what triggers?
The thing is idiopathic. Idiopathic, it means that doctors become idiots because they don't know the pathogen, the causing reason for the fibroid. But we also notice that there are some things that once we see them, we believe that they could actually be an exacerbating factor. An exacerbating factor meaning that they can increase the risk of having them.
Okay.
We talked about the estrogen, but also the family background that a person comes through if they have been having existence of fibroids in them. Usually we can also relate that they could be having fibroids because the mother had them and all these other things. But there is no direct cause that you can point to, like it's plasmodium that is causing malaria. This is the causative organism. We cannot have a clear cut of that.
Seriously?
Yes, we cannot.
What? Then that can be dangerous.
So it's a bit difficult to run out. And usually these fibroids grow with the women. We only don't do checkups early enough, but a person who has done a very good ultrasound scan, even at 10 years, you can easily identify that fibroids are existing in that little girl.
Also, doctor, when do they become harmful to a person?
They become harmful only when they start to cause signs and symptoms that we are going to look at.
Okay.
That's when people get troubled, one, because they have distension of the abdomen, and the distension of the abdomen, most ladies want flat tummies, and I'm sure my friend who has just left this seat, if she notices that she's not pregnant, but she has a distending abdomen, she will get worried.
Okay.
And that's what most ladies, cosmetically, they are not looking well when they don't have flat tummies. That's when they get troubled psychologically. Others, when they start to have a very heaviness, pressure around their pelvis. They feel that something is loading, it's seated in their pelvic bone, and that's when they get worried that I could be having something here. And that's when when they go for scans, they tell them you have quite a number of fibroids, you have big sizes of fibroids and so much. And others, when they get problems with micturition, passing of urine. Others, some women can pass urine and they don't empty fully their bladder. The urine continues to leak a little bit, and you don't have a fistula, you don't have anything like that, you don't have a UTI, but the urine is leaking.
Have we begun on the symptoms?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you asked what trouble could it cause?
Yes.
The trouble comes only when the signs and symptoms are now starting
and
to
these
present.
are the symptoms you're giving us.
And these are the symptoms
yes, let's go right ahead.
They come with. So the heaviness and the pressures that people feel along the way, somebody has been normal and then all of a sudden feels like there is a stone in their pelvic area, and that's what troubles them. And person is finding it difficult to pass urine. And when they pass urine, the bladder is not fully emptied because the bladder has to squeeze through and then it empties all the urine. But once the fibroid is pressing maybe the middle of the bladder and it's pressing there, meaning the hind urine will not come through. The only urine that will come through is the one that is the front urine. So when somebody gets such a problem, they usually come to you and they are like, Dr. I think this is not normal, this is not what I've been experiencing. And others, then once you do a scan, you run through a scan, and then all of a sudden you're seeing very huge fibroids or numerous fibroids in positions that she might have not known. And others feel, once they are touching themselves at one point, they feel abnormalities in the design of their uterus.
Stone-like, or what kind of abnormalities there?
Somebody can easily touch themselves. If they're not so fat, they are slim-bodied, and then something is protruding through, especially if it's a fibroid that is bigger than 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters is pretty big. You can have small fibroids as small as small as seedlings, maybe as small as a groundnut, but others can grow as big as
a mango, an avocado.
No, way beyond watermelons. They can grow as big as watermelons.
And be in someone's stomach?
Yes, we've seen a fibroid as big as this, and you are removing it from somebody's uterus, you know. So how much heaviness would that somebody feel?
That is close to a baby's head.
Bigger than a baby's head. Okay, if I'm talking about a watermelon, a small size watermelon, maybe about the ones that you buy at 5,000, 8,000, small but big.
A woman's
and it's in the womb of somebody. So others have very bad menstrual flow. The heaviness of the flow is excessive. You know,
beyond normal.
Beyond normal. Somebody uses 5 pads in a day, and you are very sure that that is not what we expect from a person that is having a menstrual flow. And others that have in between the periods, I expect my periods on the 28th of each month, but along the way, you have a bit of bleeding that causes you problems. And that's when people come to us, when they have identified the challenges that they are having along their reproductive systems. So such are the ones. And others, we can have polyps. Polyps, a fibroid can attach itself on the fundus of the uterus, and then it pops through the cervix. And then at times it can be touched. When women are cleaning themselves, they even touch those masses. Seriously? So once that polyp is coming through, it becomes a challenge to some of our mothers, and definitely they need a bit of a surgical intervention along the way. So those signs and symptoms are what troubles the women, and then they usually come back to us, or they now say, I think I have a challenge, I need to see you, and once they see us, we know what to do according to what we found out.
Okay, now, by that time, isn't that too late? Okay, is there any way we can have minimal, maybe budding symptoms before the thing goes too late?
Yeah, they are silent since they are non-cancerous. If it was cancerous, it would trigger a few things. But if it is a non-cancerous tumor, it's non-painful. They hardly pain women.
That means most fibroids, by the time they are discovered, they are grown, fully grown, they are mature.
They are fully grown, or they are in many numbers. Okay, you could have one fibroid but big, but you also could have small ones but many, numerous.
Okay.
And once they are numerous, that it troubles a person. Others have a bit of pain, yes, on the lower abdominal pain. Yes, they could present, but those are few, and that's the pain that usually brings them. And it's not the fibroid paining, but it's the pressure it exerts on the pelvic bones that causes a bit of pain, and then the discomfort draws us to the medical person to do some bit of intervention.
Wow.
So that's what we can think about it.
Okay, atulaba tuline Dr. Emmanuel Bukalu, mukugu mu nkola obujjanjabi bw'abakyala, reproduction, ebyokuzaala. Twogera ku uterine fibroids oba mu bizimba by'omunnabaana ebitataganya abantu bangi. Kati tukidde wano tubadde twogera ku bubonero bw'olabirako, Doctor. Nyongerayo
kati ebizimba, ekigambo ekizimba mu Luganda ndoza Luganda oluba lunafu mu explaining ekizimba, kuba kati fe mu busawo eno tulina kye tuyita cyst, nakyo bakiyita kizimba mu Luganda. Tulina kye tuyita abscess nti ekintu kibaddemu amazzi ne kifuuka amasira. Okay, ebizimba ebyo ebikwata ebweru eno usually ogenda okinyiga nga kiri mu pass. Ekyo n'ebyo ebizimba era bisobola okukwata, naye fibroid si kyekyo, si byebyo ebimu ku bizimba ebyo byetwogeddeko. So omuntu alina obyawula ovarian cysts and abscesses, and then fibroids can be different on sonographic findings, and also the signs and symptoms are also different. So ebintu ebyo byetwogeddeko abakyala abali eyo, bw'oba ng'otandise obiwulira, I think it is high time you visited a health worker, and then they see the best thing to do for you. Whichever intervention you call a surgical intervention laparoscopically, which is pretty expensive for some people, then that would be a good way to manage them. And others, there is many more science that we can always use to intervene on such fibroids.
Waliwo abantu baffe abawulira Oluganda. Nsaba yongeremu ku bubonero butono yoddemu sinyeewoko katono ku bubonero.
Mu Luganda.
Mu Luganda.
Mu Luganda abantu baffe abamanyi Oluganda twogedde ku bubonero nga 6-7 okusookera ddala akabonero k'okuwulira nga ofunye obuzito mu lubuto wansi w'ekkundi ly'awatuula n'abaana y'omuntu. Bw'owulira nga alina ekiyinja ekituddemu oba nga ekigugu ekituddemu, most likely oyinza okuba ofunye fibroid awo. Abalala nti obadde ofuka bulungi ate ogenda okulaba kati okufuka kulinako obuzibu, oluusi tomalaayo musulo mu kawago okwo kitegeeza nti waliwo ekigugu oba okukugira okuba nga omusulo ogwo guyitawo. Abalala bafuna okubleedinga okungi nga tekubaddeewo ebbanga liri obadde ng'ogenda mu nsonga zo, but all of a sudden otandika okufuna bleeding eri excess. Abadde akozesa paadi emu olunaku ogenda okulaba okozesa 3, 4, 5 ng'ate zonna ziba zijjudde nnyo. Weetandika okwekengera okulaba nti nnyinza okuba nina ekizibu ekisusse ku kye mbadde ndowooza. Ekirala kwe kubanga obleedinga in between the periods. Obadde olina periods zo ng'oziraba omulundi gumu mu mwezi, ate awo ogenda okulaba wakati kati awo olabayo omusaayi guvaayo nga tobitegeera bulungi. N'ekirala abamu bafuna discharge eri metallic nga kizibu nnyo okuwunyiriza ku musaayi oguva wansi mu mukyala, naye ogenda okuwulira nga gwe weewulira nga alina ebyuma ebikuwunyamu, iron especially, ng'owulira ddala discharge eyo erimu engeri y'olusaayisaayi oluusi kibeera nti fibroid etandise okukula ng'etandise okuleetera ebizibu ebiri bwe bityo. Others bafunira ddala discharge ng'erabikira ddala ewunya bubi ddala. That could also be a trigger, though it's very unlikely, but it's also possible that somebody can have that discharge. Nebanga ye kutriggerinza okugenda ew'omusawo agenda okukola scan ng'alaba ng'ekintu kirabika kyazimba oba ebizimba bingi oba nga kiri kimu nga naye kinene nga kyetaaga omusawo okugezaako okumuyamba okuggyawo embeera eyo n'omukyalo yabeere ng'atereera bulungi. So byebyo bye tusobola okwogerako ku bubonero obumu obuleetebwa fibroids. Yes, so.
Okay. Kakati doctor, ensonga endala yandibadde nti waliwo kye bayita myths ne misconceptions.
Yes.
Ku fibroids. Kubanga edda twawulira nti ebireeta ebizimba by'omunnabaana omukazi okulwawo okwegatta n'omusajja obutazaala.
Yes.
Kati ne tugamba bannaffe bano bannyinaffe abasista bongo obulamu bwabwe baabuwa Mukama bo bagenda kukola kitegeeza balina kufiira mu birwadde ebyo. Kituufu ekyo?
Era nga bw'ogambye nti myths kyeki mu Luganda byebyo byogera ebitali bituufu naye nga balowooza nti bituufu.
Engero za Wakayima ne Wango, enfumo Wakayima ne Wango.
Kakati okwegatta tekuggyaawo fibroid oba tekugireeta. Era enkwaso z'omusajja tezireeta fibroid era tezigiggyaawo. Okay, so ekyo tukisazeemu n'okukisaza
anti mboolubuto terugenzeemu mwana
kati ekizimba tekijjuuliriza mwana era tekifuuka mwana. Era ndabyeko ku bantu nga beegatta n'abaami baabwe fibroid ne zigenda mu maaso nga zikula. Ate nze ebbanga lye mmazeeko nga ndireetinga ne bannaffe abakatoliki ate era sisanze, but we could do a research and also nakyo it's a research thing that we can also carry out. Abamu abagikarinze out bayinza okuba nga sinnagisomako kulaba waliwo abaali bastudyinzeko basista ne balaba nti they accumulate more fibroids than this side, but I've seen what usually disturbs the nuns is issues of bones. Some of them have a bit of problems with their bones, especially in thinning of the bones. And they get very severe pains in the bones, not anything in their reproductive system.
So, okusigala ng'oli virgin tekireeta bizimba bya
era ne bw'olyegatta n'omusajja tekikuggyako risks za kuba na fibroids. No. Bwe kiba nga zaasangiddwamu, like I told you, most people are born with them. Okay, 20 to 70% of people are born with them.
Wow.
They just get smaller or they grow bigger. And there is no way kati omwana wetuba nga bamuzadde nga somehow they have features of fibroids. Oba yegase oba teyegase, there are reasons. Only when the estrogen starts to pop up, which usually increases during adolescence, okay, as people are transiting from childhood to adulthood. That's when you now see them, especially exerting a lot of pressure and increasing in size. Okay. And it beats any hormone that would destabilize the increase in estrogen would actually cause the fibroid to grow bigger.
Waliyo obulimba obulala obwetololera ku bizimba by'omunabaana?
Ebimu by'abantu kwefunira byabwe. Yes, n'okugezaako okudestabilizing endowooza y'abalala nti fibroid egenda kunnemesa okuzaala. Yes, okay, mpozi ejjudde omwana w'abeera naye enkwaso y'omusajja ntono nnyo, yeetaaga ka space katono kuyita weeyina okuyita okutuuka ku ggi ly'omwana.
Waliwo eddagala ery'ekinnansi eriziyiza ebizimba by'omunabaana?
Engeri gye siri musawo wa kinnansi nnyinza okuba sinnalizuula, naye bannaffe abo twetaaga. Waliwo omukyala gwe baŋŋamba ejjinja eyo nti abisikayo, bamu bankubira n'ebifaananyi ne baŋŋamba dokita nti badde oyagala tulongoosa naye ate ono yabiggyeyo, naye babinkubira ne mu bifaananyi mbirina wano ku ssimu nga bandaga nti it's a fresh fibroid. What she does and how she does it, I cannot understand. But I don't know exactly the address, but some women go to that lady and they tell me that she has removed the fibroids. But in my medical science, it is sinvunza nti ogitundulayo obutundu zino wagijjayo. No, it's a process of cutting through the layers of the uterus and remove the fibroid. You know, what we call a myomectomy. And so what people need to understand that well, I don't know what she does and which spirits she uses and whatever. But we've seen miracles happen even in church. So I believe miracles can happen elsewhere. And I don't want to disregard that element. So, but all still through our medical interventions in science world might disregard the spiritual elements. Okay. But I am one person who is well balanced in both areas. Okay.
Are there people who are at risk?
We wouldn't say that, but those that have excessive release of estrogen are at risk.
When we come back after this break, the doctor is going to dig more and we are going to look at how we can manage this. More of that. Dr. Emmanuel Mkalu is in the house, reproductive health specialist. My name is Chintu Mtesasila Senior. We'll be right back.
Bethany TV for Health. Showing on Bethany TV. Fertilization is never complete until the two haploid nuclei come together, combine their chromosomes into a single diploid nucleus. When the two chromosomes meet, they form a tiny living being that is a zygote that entirely depends on its provider for survival. And that is the mother.
Yes, I've been to the theater 5 times and all of them have been different.
Welcome to this exciting, informative and mind-blowing show, The Journey to Motherhood, with Teacher Zita every Saturday, 9 p.m. only on Bethany TV for Health. Showing on Bethany TV. Are you looking for a platform to advertise your business and boost your sales? Bethany TV got you covered. Take advantage of our introductory rates and maximize your leverage for brand awareness, advertising, product launching, live coverages, activations, and so much more. For booking and more information, contact our sales team on 0785 576 269. Bethany TV for Health. Introducing Bethany TV. the pioneer health and wellness channel in Uganda and Africa, having a profound commitment to health and wellness. Our content takes various forms, from music and series to documentaries, talk shows, news, features, movies, cartoons, and reality shows. We are a hybrid station available on free-to-air and pay platforms, embracing the digital age as we maintain a strong online presence through our website, social media platforms, and mobile apps. Explore our rich and diverse content, engage with us on social media, and be a part of the positive change we aim to bring to the health and wellness landscape. Bethany TV, for health. Exciting news for all viewers of Bethany TV. Bethany TV, the premier health TV channel in Uganda and Africa, and also your favorite TV station, is now on Star Times. You can now watch Bethany TV day and night, weekdays and weekends on Star Times, channel 271. Catch your favorite programs on health, wellness, entertainment, and so much more. Bethany TV is also available on free-to-air, GoTV, YoTV, Airtel TV, and Afro mobile apps. Not forgetting online via our website www.bethanytv.ug and social media platforms at Bethany TV UG. Bethany TV, for health. Bethany TV, for health.
Tubalamusizaako mwena abakatwegattako erinnya lyange nze Kintu Mutesa Sirasinia ate ndine Dr. omukugu mu by'okuzaala Dr. Emmanuel Bukalu nga twogera ku bizimba ebikwata mu nabaana. Twogedde ebintu bingi naye tugenda kweyongera tuyingireko ebuziba katono. Dr. bwe tugendedde mu kuwummula tubadde twebuuza ekibuuzo nti ani ali mu katyabaga kye tusobola okugamba ak'okufuna ebizimba bino? Who is at risk?
The risk persons, to categorizing, especially one, abaina obesity,
omugejjo
kitegeeza nti abaina obesity by increasing estrogen levels zaabwe ziri wagguluko. Okay? Ate estrogen yetulabye hormone emu increasing risk.
Okay.
Okubanga omuntu asobola okufuna fibroids. That is number one. Ekyokubiri abantu abali nnyo mu red meat,
abali b'ennyama.
Usually nabo tubalabanga balina susceptibility y'okubanga bafuna fibroids.
Okay.
Red meat tusobola gicategorizing as etali pork, etali fish, naye ebirala bwe bityo ente, mbuzi, and all those other things can become a problem, especially when you do them at frequency entirely acceptable and adaptive for your body.
Bw'ogiyitiriza.
N'ogiyitiriza. Ekyokusatu ndowooza kyandibadde kya family history. Okay? Family history bw'obanga mubadde n'ebizimbe ebyo in your family lineage, it's also possible that you can get them at a later time as a child. We were because studies in the USA and they were comparing n'abazungu, but that's been a common phenomenon in most of the medical books and journals that Africans have more ability to have more fibroid 3 times more compared to the whites that are in the USA, and that means that if you're an African, most likely you have more risks of getting fibroids as compared to a white.
Okay.
And then many other risks that we can look at, especially age. Once you're crossing 35 years, there is a possibility that actually you can have more risks of having fibroids as compared to a child who is younger. And the increase in size usually happens also as persons are getting into puberty. You can see the flourishing of the size in fibroids growth, especially for the ladies that are crossing into their puberty.
Okay.
So those are the risks that we can mention about, and people need to understand this.
Okay. Dr. nga tunagenda ku management, but nsaba oyongereho sinyeeko wano. At what size can this fibroid be removed?
Okay.
Nga kyenkana ki nga kituuseewa we kirina okubeera nga kisalibwamu mu lubuto?
So tulina gye tuyita small size, maybe less than 5 centimeters.
Okay.
Tuba tulowooza nti it is small, it doesn't really have so much risk. Waliwo gye tuyita medium size, equivalent to 5 centimeters, in between 5 and 10. But anything that is above 10 centimeters, usually it is so big for anybody to have it in their uterus. So we implore people to continue doing sonographic imaging such that we understand the size and the growth.
Omuntu agendeko ko mu sikaana bamukebere.
At times you can see a fibroid about 10 centimeters ogenda okuddamu ogikeberako reducing, and we always want to check to understand what could have caused the reduction in size. So most likely the lifestyle of somebody is changing, and then the feeding, because it feeds on your blood cycle, and it definitely feeds on your hormones. So if you reduce on that factor that is increasing in size, usually ogenda regressing. So those are the things that once it is, but at 5 centimeters it's already causing you problems.
Okay.
At 10 centimeters it's really fully observable, and then definitely somebody is becoming a bit uncomfortable depending on where it is positioned.
Okay. Kakati waliyo engeri ey'amangu mangu okendeeza ebizimba bino? Is there a fastest way to shrink fibroids?
Yes, they are there. They're quite a number, especially if we're using the ultrasound treatment. Okay, though the technology is
okay.
and all that. But we also have what we call the UAE. UAE is a very highly technical intervention. Nti omusulo ogugenda ku fibroid ogugifeedingamu ebintu n'omusaayi ogufeedinga n'ebirungo ebiguleeta okuba nga biyingira mu fibroid, abasirikale bakimanyi obulungi, batera okukozesa tekiniki eyo nti omulabe bw'abeera wano okay, making sure nti oblocking all the entry and exit, nti abamuleetera ebyokulya tebasobola mu access. Byalina we bimugwako
Abawed badde nkiraba mu lutalo lw'e Gaza ne Israel.
So naffe mu busawo twayigayo ka tekiniki ako omusuwa guli gwo blocking gye tuyita uterine the arterial embolization. Kati wali eri akasiwako ketussaamu ekintu ne tuka blocking, then definitely supply y'ebintu ebigenda ku fibroid eba ekola ki reducinga omwami oyo nga bw'atulaze. Once you stop it, it will continue shrinking.
Kakati embeera weeba etuuse ng'ebizimba biringa awo, kisoboka kati awo bugenda kusala misuwa emeka dokita? Kuba ndaba ebyo bingi.
Either embolization ossaamu ekintu ekiblocking of science oyo tuyinza obutamunyonyola nnyo abantu batandika okukola ebintu olusi byotabasuubira.
Kituufu.
So kasitooka blocking fibroid oba ogikoze ki oba ogimaze amaanyi. Kati buno obutono tuyinza obutabufaako naye zino ennene osobola oziblocking agenda okulaba nga zishrinkinga mu ngeri yaazo noba nga tezikyalina nnyo obulabe bwe zikwozingira mu kyalo bw'aba tayagala kumulongoosa.
Kuba kati ndaba ebintu ebizimbye. Wagambye omuntu asobola okwekwatako. Ekibuuzo kyange kino kiddira ekisembe kigamba, can I feel fibroids with fingers? Nsobola okwekwatako n'engalo ne mumanya nti
abnormal shaping of your body, because especially when you're thin, you're slim thick.
Kakati nga mukwano gwange gwenkola naye wano
walaba nga abdomen turns of distending, asobola okufeelinga nti there is a bit of masses in my body. Naye tosobola bikwatako ng'oyita eno mu bukyalo, oyinza okuba mpozi kale okalaba kahanginga wano ketuyita peduncular related oluusi polyp kati ako kasobola okukula ne kayita wansi mu cervix bwe kati ndowooza waliwo nekyatulaga olwakuba kiri wansi
producer ekifaananyi kisetuleko waggulu
akaguwa ako osobola okakwatako wekaba kayise mu cervix simanyi mu
producer tuyamba okusitule ku kifaananyi ekyo kyambuleko waggulu bwe kiti
omukyala bwabanga akagize akasobola okakwata abanga ali mu kweyonjako nga asobola okakwata
okay n'awulira
akawulira nti waliyo ekiriyo kitali kyabuli so all those things
kakati Dr. Kyendaba wano kitegeeza nti singa mpulira ekitali kya bulijjo nga ndi mukyala ngende mu ddwaliro
abamu baba bakutte ku mama bannabaana yaabwe nga tebakitegedde then once you examine and you're like but no tewali nnyo kizibu women are very sensitive on their health compared to us men
ebiseera ebisinga okay doctor mu ddakiika 5 how can we manage is there any management measures ng'egye tusobola okutangiramu preventinga biki
usually
awenye Dr. katono nnyo nja kusa producer ompe ku masimu abantu woba olina ekibuuzo kyoyagala okubuuza omusawo ku bizimba by'omunnabaana ekibuuzo kyonna ekyetoololera awo ojja tukubira essimu erinnya lyo gy'okubidde n'ekibuuzo ky'obuuza okay Dr. Badovgid
vitamin D kasitogi increasing mu mubiri gwo ng'ogikozesa n'ebirungo ebigivaamu ndowooza bikusindikira oli by'owaabantu such that they can know which kind of foods. But usually vegetables have these vitamins. Once you improve on taking on vegetables, which are very common in our diet in Uganda, we got to shift in to wheat and all these other products of wheat. Naye vegetables in vitamin D levels are still improving an uptake of those.
Yes.
For balancing hormone levels and then the susceptibility to fibroids growth they're reducing. We're reducing enyama gy'olya, especially red meat, meaning nti eri risk oba ogisazeeko ogenda okendeeza risk eyo n'ebirungo ebyandigenze mu fibroid nebigenda nga bikendeera and then you can have a better life with minimal risks and reduced increase in size of those fibroids. Estrogen bw'oba olina abnormality ereeta estrogen mu mubiri gwo nga nyingi it shoots up.
Estrogen kyekirungo
kiri nnyo mu bakyala era kyekibafuula nga bwe bali they become round, they become beautiful, they have very good skins and all that. So but in excess it increases the risks of having very big sizes of fibroids.
Kasakiitirira obungi.
So mothers need to understand. You do a small hormonal assay, nokebera levels of estrogen, especially bw'oba olaba ng'oincreasing in size.
Tusobola nakyo kukebera ekirungo ekyo kyeyongedde nkirina mu bungi oba si kirina mu butono.
Check it out and then
ogenda mu ddwaliro.
Yes, that your estrogen levels zirabika ziri waggulu. So abantu bwe batata to reducing a new family planning methods ezirina estrogen mu bo tetuzikozesa. Okay, to reducing ekyo ntubanga tetukiteeka mu birungo byabwe. So nawe abagejje nnyo netwagambye nti abayina omugejjo once you are seeing that you are increasing in size it only means that most likely your feeding habits are poor or your estrogen levels are also so in excess and then we need to tone them down and improve that and once we improve that then the risk factor for increasing fibroids to be in your body tuba tuzireducinze bulungi era omuntu ayasobola okulivinga normal life. Yes, sir.
Wow. Kati zino ze preventive measure. Producer mpaka ku masimu ago wegaba gali abantu bakube ebibuuzo babuuze ekibuuzo kyonna so tukubirako ku masimu gwago n'otubuuza ekibuuzo oba n'obuuza omusawo ku bizimba bino eby'omunnabaana. Okay. Kati yogedde ku vitamin D foods vegetable wano ndabawo soya cereals ebibala nga emicungwa ndabawo cod liver oil ava mu byennyanja naye okay kyegeeza omuntu ali ebyennyanja wano ndabawo oatmeal ndabawo amagi
Those are not red stuff, so they really can improve our reduction in risks of improving fibroids.
Okay, ndabawo abantu abalya obutiko.
Mushrooms. Yes, that is good. So I'm glad that you've already picked them and you've given them to
Yes.
So we'll be done. Abantu ne bategeera nti emmere yo bw'ogiteeka ku mmere gy'olya ogenda kuba ng'oreduce.
Kakati ate ono ndabawo fortified yogurt.
Yes, kati.
Okay, mata gonna biki. Okay.
Yogurt oyo naye akola bulungi. Naye ngamba oli munafa alaba Bethany ng'ali eyo bya yogurt ayinza okuba tabimanyi.
Ebya yogurt.
Naye nga kati asobola okukafuna.
Okay, naye ng'asobola okulya ku kibumba.
Asobola okulya ku kibumba kati simanyi basawo b'okubyalo batera okubitwala.
Okay.
Naye waliwo ebirala by'oyogedde awo. Biva mu nnimiro.
Amagi.
Amagi
asobola okulya ku butiko. Amata bw'aba agafunye.
Especially yogurt, kuba yogurt yalina ekirungo kya vitamin D ekiri 45. Yes.
Okay. Emichungwa. Yes.
So people need to understand that you will be reducing fibroid n'okubanga ekulira ku speed nene. Yes.
Kakati gwe nno ali eyo emmere wandibadde ofuba nnyo okulaba ng'emmere efuuka eddagala.
Ekifo ky'okufuula eddagala emmere.
Emmere efuuka eddagala. Okay. Bw'ofuna ku mata n'oganywa. Bw'ofuna ku vegetables ebivaavava sukuma wiki nakati.
Kubeera biva mu kyalo ne tubireeta ne Kampala and people opt to sell them to you na Kampala ate bo ne balanda okugula bino ate ebibeera. Yet I believe they should be having a portion of that.
Exactly. Bw'oba osobola okufuna broccoli kiri awo, oba osobola okufuna okra. Kakati ebyo ebintu ebikulu nnyo, mulimu ebinyeebwanyeebwa, mulimu greens ezo, nakati spinachi, ebintu ebyo bikulu nnyo doctor.
So somebody is focusing ku ebyo byokulya bino ebintu du risks ebyo era ogenda okulaba nga fibroids ziri nnyo mu banna Kampala kusinga ne
kubanga byebyo bibalya. Ffe n'omuntu aliwawo kati singa leero tolabye nti twabadde gyo mu Christmas, leero Boxing Day, singa otunuulira essowaani y'omuntu tekwabaddeko kiragala. Naye nga yalidde ebintu bingi naye nga ate bakugamba kiragala alina kukola kitundutundu.
Ate nga bya butto.
Buli
omu very very highly protein.
So ali eyo yenna alaba kintu kikulu nnyo endyayo kisobola otuyambako okutangira ebintu bino ebizimba bino byomunaba.
Very good. Sebo webale nnyo okutuleetera kantu ako mangu nga tetunava ku mpewo mbadde mayinja kasachinga out nkakuleetere but I'm happy that both the person ali mu kibuga n'ali mu kyalo ng'ali mu kulaba Bethany TV afunyeemu mu ekyo ebirala wandibyerabidde naye ebyo ebyokulya n'ebikulya okumpi bifuula eddagala lyoleme kujja mu ddwaliro mirundi mingi and you will have a good life tewetaaga nnyo complications. Yes,
kakati doctor kiki tuyinza okwewala kubanga abantu ennaku zino bwafuna ebintu ebyo naddukakoko ne bamulagirira eddagala olwo eddagala eriri ku ttale n'agenda n'aseera eddagala eryo n'agatta ebintu bye nga 6 ate ogenda okulaba ng'ate asajjusizza mbeera abantu bayiga okujja mu malwaliro.
People need to okyogedde bulungi. Nze bwe naakuzuulamu nti fibroid eri less than 5 centimeters nenkuwa advise eno ne tuddamu ne tukola observation zaffe after a few months and we redo bwe tuba twegoberedde ffenna n'ogobeera byenkugambye most times some of those fibroids will shrink nga teweetaaga any surgical intervention. Abamu bajja because they have failed to conceive and once we discuss and then we remove the fibroids ogenda okulabeera ng'oluusi bw'ebanga ebadde ereese ekizibu ekyo people get conception and they carry their pregnancy. At times nga bw'ozirabye wali eri ezibadde nnyingi mu lubuto zicompetinga ne pregnancy kuba kyolredde kiba kyepositioninze kitegeeza nti omwana either oyinza omumuzaala ng'alina challenge mu formation y'amagumba ge oba ebitundu ebimu eby'omubiri oba afuna miscarriage because talina space waakulira already nga kijjuddewo. So some of those complications can usually come through. Abalala complications ne zibaviiramu okuba nga becomes anemic kyeki mu Luganda okugubamu omusaayi because of that heavy flow and at one point they need they need to be transfused, which is not something we need to look at lightly. So omuntu yenna alina fibroid aleme kulowooza nti it's a death sentence, ategeere nti waliwo bye tusobola okukola okumuyambako okumutaasa abeere ngadda mu bulamu obw'omukazi yenna abeera ku nsi nga yeeyagalira mu kubeera omukyala. So don't stay home and feel you are the only case. Obutamanyi oluusi bwe butuleetera okuwaringa n'obutafuna magezi matuufu kuva wa muntu akitegeera okukikolako n'obeera ng'odda mu kunoga ebidagala oluusi ate ebigenda okwonoona ekibumba kyo nga ne fibroid tegenze.
Anti abantu baffe balowooza, okimanyi dokita, nti abantu baffe eno mu basawo b'ekinnansi bateekayo ssente nnyingi n'okusinga eno, kubanga ye we bamusabayo 5 enkya ne bamuddamu omutwalo ne bamuddamu omutwalo ne bamugamba leetayo 7 leetayo 9 leetayo omutwalo, kati ezo ye tazibala, alowooza ateekayo ssente ntono. Eventually ogenda okulaba ng'asasanyiza nnyingi naye kyokka wajja mu ddwaliro bamubujjanjaba omulundi gumu
nekivaawo ekizibu,
kubanga abantu baffe 224 nsaba bawulire ekigambo okuva mu kamwako nti baleme kutya malwaliro, bajje, kubanga abantu abasinga batya amalwaliro lwa ssente. Bw'ate ngenda kusaba consultation.
N'obuzibu naffe busobola okutubaako n'abasawo. Totunuulira mu mulwadde nga money making venture, mutunuulire ng'omuntu ayagala omuwa service. Bw'ona mutunuulira nga ensibuko ya ssente z'ogenda okukola, then ojja kufuba nnyo okuzimuggyako. Okay? Naye bw'omutunuulira nga gw'oyagala okutaasa embeera ye ey'obulamu etereere. Let money come after you've given this service. But I've seen some friends, I don't know, maybe they have learned the hard way, but they front the bills compared to the life they are looking at. So, but I think that trend can always change. And 2, the people should not run away from the right thing. College tufu, sasanya kitono, bwebeddwayo ligambye no. But the good thing in Uganda too, in all continuums of healthcare, waliwo osobola ofuna service yemu bagambye million 3, waliwo osobola gifunira ku mitwalo 5. So you can always opt for those very different, and people are still doing the same thing. If you feel the bills are so high, seek out for something that can be the same but at a minimum cost.
Naye todduka buddusi.
Naye togenda kufiireeyo. Yes, mukyalo eyo.
Kubanga buli wamu waliwo ekintu ekijja mu level yo, mu size yo. Ebintu byonna bisobola okubanga kati waliwo amalwaliro g'otasobola kyekyamazima. Naye waliwo lyosobola kubanga abakyala bazaala. Ekkotido bazaala, Erushere bazaala, Ekihihi bazaala, Bukomansimbi bazaala, Kampala bazaala. Naye amalwaliro ago tegenkana.
Oyogedde bulungi. And the kids are alive.
Yes, ate bonna balamu.
Abalamu bulungi. Kitegeeza nti bw'oba tosobodde ddwaliro lino ery'e-Kampala ery'essente nnyingi, you can opt for another alternative and you will get the best health care.
Dokita, wandyagadde kusembyayo ki kamera yo yiyo?
Abantu baffe bategeere nti obulamu bwabwe kikulu. It's one of the capital that you have, life. It's a capital, and the very key capital. Without it, it's nothing. So value it, take it as a priority, and in 2024, making sure nti obulamu bwo obukolako investment. Check out, pray, and also seek the medical care and advice that people can give you. And you will get the quality of your good health, because once you get that capital, biri ebirala bigenda kweyongereza ku kino kyotandikiddeko.
Dr. Tweyanza nnyo.
Nange neesiimye okubeera
kwagaliza omwaka wa 2024 ogw'essanyu.
Nange ssebo
weebalire
gwa ssanyu.
Amen. Erinnya lyange nze Kintu Mutesaasira Senior, mbadde ne Dr. Emmanuel Bukalu ng'ate mukugu mu nzijanjaba zonna ez'ekyala ez'okuzaala ebintu ebyo byonna mukugu mu ebyo. Mwebale kutwegattako mwaka 2024 tukusuubiza obuweereza obw'enjawulo ate tugenda kiteeka ku ddaala eddala. Katonda abakuume mwekuume